welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me on this call. I really appreciate you showing up for this in the afternoon or the morning as it is. And I also want to say a thank you to Melanie, Eric, Scott, Marla, Rob, and all of you for putting together such a fantastic venue. I think that this online massage conference is really a cutting-edge event, and I think that we're going to see more of these types of events in the future, and I just really applaud you for really getting out there with such a wonderful venue. The subject of my talk today is essential oils in massage therapy, and when I first started putting this program together, I started to think about the section that Melanie was talking about choosing essential oils for condition. And as I realized that the presentation is about 40 minutes long, I started to feel really quite overwhelmed with how much you would have to say about even just one specific blend. So I pulled back from that a little bit, and I'm going to reframe the talk today. We will talk about some specific oils, and certainly in the chat room I'm going to be available for that. But one of the things I will cover is why we're not going to get into a lot of specifics for blends. But what we are going to talk about is why should a massage therapist consider aromatherapy in their practice, and how do you incorporate essential oils? If you don't really know what essential oils are, or you haven't been introduced to aromatherapy as a field, it can be a little bit overwhelming, and there's a number of very simple ways to add essential oils into your practice to the more advanced, and we're going to cover how you can start slow and speed up and really become quite accomplished in blending. But we'll start slowly. And how do you choose quality oils, and why should you? There's a wide variety of the quality of essential oils on the market. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a checklist on what you might look for in a supplier. Then we're going to talk about blending for condition, and this is where we're really going to talk about more of the overview of how you do blend for a condition. If you're not going to use any pre-blended oils, how you're going to get into that whole aspect of blending for a specific client. And then we're going to talk about retailing of aromatherapy products or any products that may be related to your practice, and give you some ideas for display and what kinds of products you might want to put on your shelves. So, next slide. I'm just following along here. Why should a massage therapist consider aromatherapy? My experience with massage therapists over the years, I've done a number of massage therapy conventions. We've had displays there. I also do a lot of exhibitions at spa shows, and I find the response at the spa shows, the people that attend those shows are very eager and willing to incorporate the essential oils in their practice. But when I observe massage therapists often at some of these conferences, they kind of come up to the table or to my display and veer off, and it's almost as if, in my experience, that it's just too overwhelming. And I've thought a lot about that, because I think it's such a perfect complement to add essential oils into your product. I mean, they're like super boosters to your practice. But I think that the reasons for that is that there just hasn't been a lot of training in aromatherapy in a massage therapy course, and rightly so, because aromatherapy in itself is a complete study. It's a lifetime study as far as I'm concerned. So it can be a little bit overwhelming, and it's just another whole thing to add to your practice and another study. And you may have come through school, and that's what you've been taught, and so the idea of adding this other aspect in might be too much. So I find there's a little bit of resistance, and I think that's just born from misunderstanding of maybe what essential oils are and what the potential of them could be. So let's look at briefly what essential oils are, and many of you on the call here already know that. For those who aren't familiar with essential oils, I'd like to direct you to the plants, to the aromatic plants. And not all plants have aromatic compounds in them, but the ones that do, the essences or essential oils play a very special role in the plant. And I think when you're listening to my description, my brief description of what essential oils do for the plant, I'd like you to make that correlation to your own body or to the bodies of your clients and what that can do for us. Because I think also people do forget that essential oils are an agricultural product. They're a living product. So in the plant, they